Hello, guys. Welcome to United's Glory Station. Manchester United go out of the Europa League in the semi-finals to Sevilla, losing 2-1 in a game that you've got to say, should have won 5 or 6-1. Another trophy goes from our grasp. I'm saddened. I feel just sad. I can't explain it. I feel sad at that performance because Sevilla are not that good of a team. We made them look extremely average at times. We let them have possession, and they were pretty toothless in possession. The two goals came from two pieces of absolutely shambolic defending. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, he needs to improve at the start of next season. Otherwise, I'm going to start talking about needing a new right back. Now, I say this after voting for Wan-Bissaka as the player of the season this year, not because of his whole season, but because he was the most consistent player throughout the whole season. Since Project Restart, he has been awful. Absolutely awful. Don't get me wrong, he gets away with some situations due to his tackling, because his tackling is out of this world. But tonight, I cannot defend him. The first goal, I'm sorry, but that was his fault. Did someone put him to sleep or something? I don't know what it is. Is it because it's been a long season and he's just tired and done out there? Because I don't know. Wan-Bissaka's gone so off the boil. Wait till you hear my rating from today because he was dreadful. Anyway, we played good. There's a lot of positives from tonight, a lot of positives. Of course, we went out because we just didn't score. We didn't put the chances away, and obviously that's cost us the game because we were by far the better team. We made a good Spanish team look average, like I said, at times absolutely average. Providing Inter get through, I don't think Inter will have that many problems with them because Inter will put chances away. Sevilla, they were absolutely elated at the end of the game. Of course they're going to be, but at the same time, I'm just looking at them all cheering as if they've really put in a really good display. Sure, they were resolute, but they got thrashed. Man United really could have won that game 6-1 if we'd have put chances away. Ridiculous. You could say we should have had a couple of penalties as well. I know we get a lot of penalties, but the teams keep bringing our players down in the box. It's nothing to do with us. If it's going to VAR and it's still being given a penalty, it clearly isn't anything due to bias, is it? But tonight, for the first time in quite a while, some of our players look like they were back fit again, which is a bit infusing because we've looked so tired and dead on our feet lately, and it looks like our players have been lacking energy. But tonight, it looked like we had a bit of electricity on our legs, but ultimately, we just didn't get the job done. We let Sevilla have possession most of the time, and they had more possession. But so what? They weren't doing anything with it. They were toothless in possession. Like I said earlier, the two goals came from mistakes. Anyway, on to player ratings. David De Gea didn't really have a lot to do. At first, I thought he probably should have done better with the first goal, but on second viewing the replay, I kind of realised it probably did happen a bit too quick for him to get across the goal. But his kicking was poor again tonight. But other than that, didn't have a lot to do. He wasn't really at fault for the two goals. So I'll give him a 5 out of 10. Aaron Wan-Bissaka. When he is closed down on the ball, his distribution is appalling. He was at fault for both goals. No, he wasn't completely at fault for the second goal. And sure, you could say a bit more could have been done after his mistake for the first goal. But if he didn't fall asleep, I saw that overlap coming from flipping Jupiter. How did he not see it coming? He was just jogging back, and he only started pelting it back when he realised he'd lost his man. But that was ultimately what led to the first goal. Was Brandon Williams in a bad position marking the right man? Yes, but you deal with problems at their root cause. And the root cause of that goal was Wan-Bissaka being completely switched off. And that wasn't the first time during that game. I noticed it a few times, positionally and in terms of his concentration. He isn't at it. Like I said, based on a full season, he's probably been our player of the season. But tonight, he was crap. He's got to improve next year. Luckily, he's 20 years old. He's got a lot of time to improve, and the season's been more than good enough to justify, continuing to persist with him. But tonight weren't good enough. 1 out of 10 for Aaron Wan-Bissaka. I'm not a fan of that performance tonight. It simply weren't good enough defensively or offensively. If he's not doing either of those jobs, then what is he in the team for? Brandon Williams at left back, stupid yellow card in the first half, but did recover pretty well after that. The first goal, I don't know who he was marking, but obviously he wasn't fully aware of the situation and he got beat at the back post. So you have to say, yes, he was also at fault for that second goal. But like I say, deal with the root causes. As far as I'm concerned, Wan-Bissaka led to that situation. Anyway, he's no longer brave in attack. He isn't taking risks like he did when he first got to the team. I just think he's got to improve massively. Luke Shaw's an average left back, but he's massively better than Brandon Williams. 2 out of 10 for Brandon Williams. Harry Maguire, I thought it was an okay performance from him. His distribution was pretty good. He was strong on the ball. I don't think any of the goals were particularly his fault. I know I've seen some people on Twitter trying to blame him for that first goal and his positioning. But as far as I'm concerned, that goal came from both of the fullbacks making mistakes, in particular Aaron Wan-Bissaka. I think you can tell I am not pleased with Aaron Wan-Bissaka tonight. But it was an okay performance from Harry Maguire. He had a header in the opposition's box, and we're really looking for some goals from corners. We could really do with starting to get some of those Nemanja Vidic type goals. He isn't doing it. He really needs to start directing his headers towards the goal. Every time it seems to hit it, it's like it's bouncing off his head and just going into a rugby try or something. I mean, I'm not going to hold his performances based on whether he can score headers in the opposition box, but we need him to actually be a threat. So we need another dynamic where we can get goals from. But a 6 out of 10 for Harry Maguire. Victor Lindelof. How do I start? It was a good performance right up until that second goal. And that second goal, where was his head at? He completely lost his man, seemed to just completely switch off. Like I said, Aaron Wan-Bissaka could have helped him out, but at the same time, who was he marking? Where did he think his striker was? At the end of the day, it's a mistake that cost us a goal. And ultimately, Brandon Williams could have closed the cross down quicker, and Wan-Bissaka could have helped him out. But you've got to make sure you get your own job done, and he didn't do that. So a 3 out of 10 for Lindelof. But before that, he was having quite a good game. Into the midfield, Fred, a very good performance from Fred, one of our better players. Dogged, he's got legs, he's dynamic, he can get about the pitch, he wins a lot of interceptions, his passing is good. When you see him start getting consistent games, you notice that his passing goes up a level. When he comes in the team out of the cold, his passing goes a little bit cold as well. He's just one of those players that needs to be playing regularly to be in the rhythm of the game. But I thought it was a good performance. I was impressed with him at centre midfield tonight because Sevilla are a good possession team. And although we had let them have possession, there were times where we just broke on them, and it often started with Fred. He was very good tonight. So a 7 out of 10 for Fred. I've been wanting to see him in that defensive midfield role. I do want to see Pogba get pushed further up the field, though. So if Ollie cannot trust Fred in that position alone, then yes, we do need a new defensive midfielder because Matic is another good player, but he doesn't move the ball quick enough, and Ollie doesn't seem to trust him in the base that midfield alone as well. On to Paul Pogba. A poor first half. He was slow, dispossessed quite a few times, giving the ball away. He made one really good pass, which Rashford absolutely botched at the end of the first half. That was another chance we could have scored. But in the second half, he was brilliant. He came out of his shell, and he was at the fulcrum for most of our attacks, creating from deep, getting up the pitch as well. We became more box to box. And I was happy. We need to see Pogba closer to the opposition box a lot more. Was it a good performance for Pogba? Because Pogba's level is simply higher than everyone else's. I don't know. And he needs to perform for the full 90 minutes. I don't think he did that. So I'm going to give Pogba a 6 out of 10, but a good second half. And obviously the loss isn't particularly his fault, and he did create chances. On to Bruno Fernandes. A good performance, tested the goalkeeper a few times. He seems to have his legs back. He was a bit more energetic and had a bit more electricity about his play. Didn't get the ball away as much as he has been recently, which is a good sign. Absolutely brilliant penalty. No keeper in the world saves that. One thing I have noticed, though, he isn't getting on the end of chances in the box. And that's something he used to do quite a lot at Sporting Lisbon. And I'm not really seeing it that much at the moment. So I want to see him getting in the box more. And this is why I want to see Pogba further up the pitch. Because I want to see Bruno getting on the end of Pogba's balls as well. And giving another outlet rather than just looking for Anthony Martial every single time. But weren't a bad performance from Bruno for today. Like I said, we should have won. We created lots of chances. The creative department of our team today was good. So a 7 out of 10 for Bruno Fernandes. Marcus Rashford should have been taken off at half time. He was poor. Another poor performance. Since Project Restart, not had the rhythm of the game. Been a step or so behind. What on earth was he doing at the end of the first half when he tried those step overs and it literally just hit his own feet? Absolutely terrible. Did he cost us a game? Of course not, but strikers don't usually cost you the game. He didn't miss a plethora of chances, but he is just very frustrating to watch at the minute, and he's the weakness out of our front three. So I'm going to give him a 2 out of 10 because he just simply was not good enough today. We were good attacking-wise, but he wasn't what was good about us. Anthony Martial, brilliant first touch. How he set up that chance to get the penalty was all down to him. He created a lot of chances, not for others, but for himself as well. Probably should have scored, but the goalkeeper did have a good performance. Anthony Martial's really coming on as a striker, and I thought he was unlucky not to get a goal tonight. So I'm going to give Anthony Martial an 8 out of 10. A generous rating considering he didn't get a goal, but I thought he was at the fulcrum of pretty much all of our attacks today, and most of the things that were good came through him. Just a very good striker. A striker is not a position we need to reinforce this summer. So on to Mason Greenwood. Sometimes his first touch is absolutely mesmerising. Probably should have had a couple tonight, and you do usually expect him to finish his chances. But, he did show his inexperience a little bit a few times tonight by taking shots when he could potentially have put in somebody else for a chance. But, he was far better than Marcus Rashford tonight. For an 18-year-old to be outperforming Marcus Rashford, who's been in the first team game for 4 or 5 years now, it's not good enough from Rashford. And I agreed with Solskjaer bringing off Rashford first ahead of Greenwood, because Greenwood had a better game than Rashford, was affecting the game more than Rashford. And I even thought Greenwood was unlucky to come off because we needed a goal. Why take Greenwood off? But a 6 out of 10 for Mason Greenwood for me today. On to the substitutes. They were all brought on far too late, and we've got to look at Ollie for this because he clearly doesn't feel these players can affect the game. He clearly doesn't trust them to affect the game. Juan Mata came on, and despite coming on and doing well against Copenhagen, that was Copenhagen. Juan Mata is done out there. I'm sorry, he's a nice technical player, and I'm sure he'll do well in a slower league, but he's done out there. I don't think he's got it anymore. I think it's time to let him go and bring in fresh blood, hungry, dynamic players. Anyway, a lot of positives from tonight. I don't want to be absolutely negative because we're a good team to watch again. And there's been a large part of this time since Ferguson retired that we have not been a good team to watch. We're not a good team to watch under Moyes. We're not a good team to watch under Van Gaal. We were not a good team to watch under Mourinho. There were moments where we were all right to watch, but not consistently. Since Bruno Fernandes has come in, we've been a good team to watch. We create a number of chances and we've got silky players up front. We just need to add strength and depth. Get Sancho in, get Greenwood in, get a centre-half in, and, we can go from there. A lot of positives we have to look forward to next season now. It's up to the board and Woodward to get those players in now. They need to do their job because this is on them now. So extremely disappointed tonight because, like I said, we were the best team. Sevilla aren't that good of a team either. We made them look pretty average at times, as I keep saying. But on to next season. Europa League will be long forgotten if we have a good season next year. Keep moving forward, keep progressing is all I can think of. So let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Lots of Manchester United videos coming your way, including... Make sure you subscribe and please do smash the like button if you thought Anthony Martial was the man of the match. Until next time, chat soon.